Do you know there's things that you are not budgeting for? That's very important for your budget. That's break your bank all the time, but you overlook it most of the time. And today we will be
We'll be talking about 5 things that you should probably include in your budget, 5 things that you spend on that you never thought that will break your bank or compromise your financial planning. Yeah, so watch until the end so we can give you tips on how you can budget without
breaking your bank.
breaking your bank.
Action!
Action!
Welcome to Fathia and Babylyn Talk. We will be sharing with you about budgeting today, so stay tuned if you want to learn more. So, Babylyn, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Fathia. I know this is like a late recording for us, but hey, you know what? Life happens. It's so busy, but we make sure that we have this content for you. So today we're going to be talking about budgeting, right?
Yes.
And when it comes to budgeting, there are people who are good in budgeting. However, there are things that we forget to add in our budget or when we do our financing.
Mm-hmm.
And Fathia, so because I have clients also that they realize like, oh, I didn't realize that I have to spend on that. So let's talk about this. Why do you think it's important to budget, Fatia?
It's important to budget because I feel like budgeting is like a GPS, is like your direction for your money. You can make money, but if you don't know where you're spending your money or what you're spending it with, you're just gonna make it and spend it right away. And unfortunately, that's what happened to most of people. They are not aware of or don't even understand the importance of knowing where their money is going. So, in matter of fact, when you ask some people how what's your budget look like or what do you spend your money with, they will answer you and say, oh, I honestly am struggling to know what's happening to my money. At the end of the month, I don't even have anything because they have all the subscriptions. They have all this dining out, dining in, buying groceries, spending it on every little thing that they don't even have any money left to save. So budgeting, it's for me, it's like a critical thing that everybody needs to do.
Yeah, that's actually true. So another thing that like when I learned about budgeting, they said it's a cash flow. Your
Mm-hmm.
cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
What comes in, what goes out, right? And here in Canada, here in North America, did you guys know that we do not have income problem? Like everybody has source of income, maybe more, maybe less, right? A lot of people say it's not enough, but I think what we don't have is what the problems are lack of savings and lack of budgeting, or we have problem on spending and saving problems, right? So let's talk about the budgeting. So there are people who are very good in budgeting, right? They already know that they pay for the mortgage, they know how much they pay for their cell phones, for their bills, the fixed bills. However, that's not our topic today. Is about the budgeting, the expenses that you should add in your budget, the things that they're not emergency. We're talking about, is it an emergency? No, things that you spend on that really kind of breaks your bank when it happens or when you need to. Okay.
Or we overlook at doing
Yes,
it.
we
Yeah.
overlooked on doing it, or we overlooked that, hey, it's really important that we really
Budget for it.
budget this one or put money aside for this. So the first one that well, this is like our experience too in the house, is home improvement. If you're homeowners,
It's important.
we are. It's not only just you buy a house. Doesn't matter if it's brand new
Mm-hmm.
or old, not old.
Or even
Yeah, an older home. There's a home improvement that you have to plan and budget for. So, for example, like upgrading it or the repairs, that make sure it will not deplete
your
your
bank.
savings, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
your bank. So for us, Patia, we did the last 2 years. We had to replace our shingles, our roof, and
Okay.
it's not just like a couple of thousands, right? It was like on a double digit. So one of the things that you should add to your budget or plan ahead is, especially for those of you who own a home, is for home improvement. So it doesn't matter if it's a brand new house or an older house that you just bought. Eventually, there's some stuff that you have to do some repairs or upgrade. So Fathia, for us, for in our house, so we've been in that house for 8 years, and just the last 2 years we replace our windows and we replace the shingles.
Mm.
So, and I heard some families too, they want to upgrade, they want to add deck, they want to add, so, or brand new houses that they have to add some fence, right? Because sometimes it's not included.
That's true.
So, and they cost like thousands of dollars
Yeah.
for those.
No, I remember when we did not all our fence, but the parts that was broken, and that itself was like 5,000.
Yeah, they're expensive, especially now too. Right? The other one is new vehicle, right?
Yes.
It's an emergency if like it's a write-off, but sometimes you get money from your old vehicle. Or if we were talking about it earlier, that sometimes you kind of know when you buy a vehicle will last longer. Is a vehicle a need or a want?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So for us, well, we have 3 children, family. I believe that a vehicle is a need, but it doesn't have to be like brand new all the time. However, after a certain period of time, you will have to get a new one. Sometimes when now the repairs cost so much money, you know, kind of like weigh in like, do I spend money on repairing it, or do I buy a brand new one or a newer one, right? Well, if you're handy,
Then good
then
for
it's
you.
good for you. If you're not, then
But even with that, the parts of the car is expensive. It's not cheap
yeah,
because you're just not paying the labor for it.
yes.
Since you
Well, the
can do
labor
it.
is so expensive, right?
Yeah.
So again, it happened to us too, like just this year, just a couple months ago, our van, our old van, right? We There's something wrong with it. There's a clanking noise. We took it for a checkup. Guess what? They gave us a bill. Quotation is 7 grand or 6 grand, I think.
Yeah. See,
And
it's those little costs that people really don't pay attention to or don't even know it's coming. So it's always important that you have that extra cushion for those type of emergency. Even if
yeah,
you have to open a saving account, just call
yeah. And
life
it's
maintenance savings.
exactly right. So even if you go for a new loan, right, a vehicle loan for that, that's an extra what? Usually, especially now, the price of new vehicles can be easily like what, 400 biweekly or 500 to 1,000. I see some people paying like 1,200 every month for a vehicle,
Wow.
right?
Yes. Oh.
And because the interest rates are so high, and or they don't do, but yeah, it's just like brand new vehicle is so expensive right now.
So that's why it's important for you to know, why are you buying this car? Is it to show up? Is it because it's a necessity that your family needs? Is it because of just like it's the new trending thing that's going on? Everybody have a new car, all your friends and family buy a new car, so you feel like the fear of missing out, so a lot of
Yes.
people have that, and they just go and buy a car just
Yeah.
because of that, and they put their life in pressure to please people. So you need to really, before purchasing something like a car, a house, you need to really think about it. It's a big, huge commitment financially. And think about it, if you lost your job, what will happen to that car?
And it's not only like paying the monthly payments on it. The insurance, sometimes a brand new vehicle, the insurance
It's
is
so high,
higher,
yeah.
right? Insurance cost, what else?
The gas.
Maintenance too, because sometimes before you can just do your oil change, if you get it from a dealership,
They want you to
they want
come.
you to go to the dealership, or else the warranty is gone, things like that. And of course, fuel, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like now you used to have like a compact vehicle, now you want to buy a nice bigger SUV, bigger truck that like use up a lot of fuel. So those are the things too that you have to think, like, add to your budget. Next one is
Kids activities.
yeah.
So why is it important for us to budget for the kids activities? Because everything is very expensive, and since we can't even like, if you have $100, you can buy enough groceries. Imagine you're taking your kids for activities, taking them to do things outside of the house. if it's not a natural park that they just play in the playground, then anything else costs money. So it's important, if you have one child, two kids, three, you have to make sure that you have budget for it. And what do
And
you
they're not expensive. They're not cheap though. Sometimes
no.
there are stuff that are free and the communities, things like that. And I know we love our children. We want to give everything to our children. We want to make them happy. But if you really want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
save, put something aside, and also research on what they like, right? Because we have kids that have interest,
Yeah.
right? Or we want to expose them, or like socials. Because for me, it's like a big thing, like having some extracurricular activities outside the school, right? And sometimes we're so busy too, like we want to do that, but we can't do on every single activities that they want,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I know it's cute to like send the kids to like ballet
Mm.
and piano lessons. Those are okay, but make sure that it goes well with your financial planning, right? Make sure there's limits also,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know, like here in Canada, right? We parents usually get um, child
Child
tax
benefit,
benefits,
yeah.
but sometimes if your income is like middle income, if your income is higher, you don't get that child tax benefit, right? Or you get very minimum or small amount, but that those things can help too. So set aside,
Yeah.
right? After kids activities, you know what? Other things that we have to really save, and this is really like I see a lot of people are getting trapped into this, like travel expenses,
Yes.
right? Especially right after COVID, seeing people like traveling. There's nothing wrong with, like, you know what, going out, like relaxing, things like that. However, effective budgeting allows you to plan and enjoy travel without financial strain,
That's so true.
right? Um, I've always think of like going to like Mexico or traveling outside Canada. You know, like you see your budget's like, oh, it's good, but when you actually, it's not only the flights.
Mm-hmm. That's not a flight. No.
Like my personal opinion, if I want to travel, I'm not only just traveling and staying in a hotel.
No, you have to experience the country.
Explore, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're going travel like abroad, like traveling like in a different country,
Yeah.
right? You're not just like, or you're not just like eating noodles. Hey, I've done it before, right? We went for a long drive, but because like, oh, we have to like go for a cheaper hotel. That was like the younger days, like
But that's the
that's
fun
the fun
about it.
part.
You were
But
young, you didn't have as much
much money, right? Like
responsibility.
so you have those like you save money on those things, which is okay. But if you have your family with you, like I've always wanted to go like an all inclusive one. So at least like the food is there, the like you don't have to worry about
But
other
you still
expenses.
have to buy like the snacks, the drinks, all
Yes.
those
They
are
add up,
fees to add up.
right?
And you know what? Do you know why people now are more into traveling? Because when you open your social media,
Yeah.
everybody's traveling. So
Yeah.
you're like, why am I not traveling? Why can't I afford
Yeah.
this? Why can't I afford that? So some people are, this is their business. You need to understand that not everybody on
Yes.
social media are have all that money. Some people are, that's their work. They have to travel
Yeah.
and they have to sleep in you there. When we're talking about social media, there's a lot of behind the scenes that people
Yes.
really don't see.
Reality,
it's
right?
it's sad.
And that's why we're here. You know what? We're not saying do not travel. It's just make sure it doesn't break the bank. It doesn't hurt your pocket, right? The fly now, pay later thing. Like you can do that too. However, make sure that when you get back, you pay for that one.
Yeah, no, honestly, I
Do not
also
touch
see,
your emergency money for that,
no. And
right?
I saw credit cards
Yeah.
promoting that you go ahead and get go to a nice vacation. You're
Yes.
tired from work, cut all the
Yeah. It's
papers,
all
and then
marketing.
let's go to a nice vacation to cool down. But when you come back, you have a $10,000 debt that you need to
Yeah, and then
pay.
you're more upset than when you left. That happens to me too. It's like, yeah, happy, 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 happy. Came back, like, oh my goodness, how can I
No.
pay for this bill? And you budgeted, like, oh, it's budgeted. I have actually a client like that. Like, he budgeted for, well, this client of mine, he's in his 20s. And this kid is really good with his money.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me, like, hey, I want to go he wanted to travel to the Philippines because it's been a while since he was back in the Philippines, and so I think he budgeted $5,000.
Mm,
The flight was like almost 2,000, and then he said he want to visit different places there.
mm.
He came back and he was like, "Oh, I thought I can only spend 5,000, but I spent 7,000." I was like, "Oh, so how did you do?" It's like, "It's okay because I have like emergency for my emergency."
Oh wow, that's good. That's
So he
good.
paid off right away because he has another. We're gonna be talking about that maybe in our next YouTube. Like, how do you save money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different. Make sure you have different pots to put your money. He's in mid 20s, and he was very conscious about his money,
That's wonderful, especially
and he
knowing.
pre-planned it.
Yeah, yeah. See, as for our young kids or the teenagers, or if you have a teenage at home, you need to start teaching them about the importance of
Yes,
saving, preparing before you do anything, because this will help them for the long term. When they start making more money, now they know the importance of knowing where to put their money and
yes.
how to spend it. If you don't teach them that skill that the school don't teach, your child will always struggle with money, and they will not value the money that they're working for.
And these days, I feel I know I'm millennial, the eldest of the millennial, but I find that younger kids, not only younger kids, like a lot of people, they want the instant gratification. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my friends went there too. I want to go there too. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about that. Yeah, it's no nice. Like you go on social media, like oh, nice weather, nice this and nice that. You want to do it. You see a promo, you grab into it,
Yeah,
right? And
everybody
yeah,
have a promo.
so everybody's got a promo, right? But what we're saying is you can do that, but sometimes you just have to like think first, budget first, right? Have fun. So when you come back, you really relax. Because if it's the purpose of why you're leaving is to relax, make
The
sure when you come back, you're not stressed
stress.
because you don't know how to pay for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one is the thing that sometimes people forget to add in their budget is when there's an event or a special occasion,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know about you, Fatia, in the Filipino community. Someone told me that, you know what, Babylyn, Filipinos, and I don't think it's only Filipinos. There's so many expenses.
Yeah,
There's so many events, occasions that we celebrate, and it's not just like pizza or whatever. It's just like
it's a big
big one.
party. Yeah.
So let's start with yeah. I attended a wedding social the other day. Wedding social, right? So you spend money on that wedding social. Then you have that bridal shower or whatever gift,
Birthdays.
and then they got married,
Oh yeah, so you get.
wedding, and then they have a child.
Hmm.
So there's like baby shower, and then after baby shower, first birthday. You buy those like big party. Then for Filipinos, there's seventh birthday. Then
Hmm.
there's 18th birthday. There's 21st, and then you celebrate every 10 years, like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And
The,
there's always celebration.
yeah,
And you think it's only like once a year kind of thing, but you know what, when you look into your
family.
family, your expenses, it breaks the bank. Also Christmas time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're so good at budgeting every month, and then Christmas comes, oh my goodness.
The buckets are crying.
Yes. So you get into the new year with a lot of debt, and
Mm-hmm.
and some people probably have debts from the previous year. The
Mm-hmm.
credit card still like balance owing from the previous Christmas,
Yes.
right? So I don't know why I get into that, but yeah. So this is what we teach people too. I teach my clients to, you know what, when you have a budget, right? Set aside money. So if you know, like last year you spent like 12,000, like $1,000 for like Christmas presents, well then you slowly put money aside for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. How about you, Fatia? What other, like in your community or your observations with your clients or
With
your friends and
events,
family?
I saw that in my community too. So we really celebrate big parties, not as much anymore, but I find out even small parties, like I will always have birthday party for my kid. I will have like a get together event for my friends. But when even that comes, you're not just inviting two three people, you're buying
Yeah.
food, you're buying drinks, you're buying this, you're buying entertainment stuff. If it's a kid birthday, you buying a whole decoration, and every year is a new decoration for
Yes.
every year is a new
New
theme. You
theme.
cannot put the same exact theme and invite the same people. It's just, I don't know. It's a it's like a marketing thing that people
Yes.
do, that you need to always have those type of birthdays. So it add up quickly, and then you just was planning to spend maybe $200, and then you end up spending $1,000 for
Yes.
nothing, for
Because
like
you,
1 day satisfaction.
and last minute, like, oh, I need to buy this, need to buy that, or a little bit of this,
It
this,
called,
a little bit.
look at your house and then see like, oh, so, but
The
you
couch
are
doesn't look
coming,
good.
let me
Change.
change a new couch. So I swear sometimes you will have to do that.
Exactly. That's actually true, right? That's not overboard, right? But again, there's nothing wrong on celebrating events. And I think, well, this is something that when I started having a family and everything gets busy,
Mm.
learn how to say no,
Mm. I
right?
just learned today that I don't even have that discipline in me.
Because you know what, sometimes, and this is true, like I've been in the financial industry. I think we told you, like, we're in the financial industry. I help so many clients the last 11 years that I've been servicing a lot of clients. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the tips that we can share to our viewers, to you guys, on how you can allocate funds, and how are you gonna do all those things without breaking your bank or compromising your whole financial planning.
Mhm.
So, for what's our tip, Fathia, for home improvement?
For home improvement, number one is that you need to allocate a specific saving account for it. Identify what are things that you need to work in your house, and then prioritize which one need to go first. If you don't have the money for it, then make sure that you do the one that need to be worked on, and everything else can be waited later on. So you don't have to be worrying and breaking your bank because of, sometimes as a homeowner, you think everything is important,
Yeah.
must be done. I
Yeah.
need to work on this right now, at this
Yeah.
minute, at this second. But in reality, it's not affecting you. It's
Cosmetic.
cosmetic.
Yeah. Cosmetic, and there's another one. You prioritize the one that's kind of like,
The least important one.
yes.
So for personally, my advice is to make sure that you have a specific bank account for that, and work on the most important part of your house, that need to be worked on right now, and take your time,
Yeah.
because always those things are always need to be done.
Yes.
It will not stop.
Yeah. So next one, when it comes to getting a new vehicle, is of course determine the affordability, right? There's so many good things out there. Do you really need that heated seats, all those like additions on it? Must be nice. I advise my clients actually when they're buying a vehicle to say like, hey, what is your budget? What can you afford every month?
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as you step into the dealership, they will
Mm.
say, hey, this is nice. It's only additional $100 for 2 weeks, additional this, or must be nice to have this and that, moonroof, sunroof, heated seats, whatever, right? And all of a sudden, the $200, another 20, another 40, another 50
Now it's
became like,
500.
yeah, 500,
Every
right?
2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Also, consider if do you have an older vehicle that you want to sell and put that down payment to lower the cost, or are you getting a loan or a lease? Do your research and compare,
Mm-hmm.
right? How about kids' activities?
Kids activities, first of all, you need to sit with your kids.
No, yes.
Common sense. Ask them what they like, what type of activities they will love to do, because sometimes we overthink about, oh, my cousin take their kids to a dance class, or my
Yeah.
daughter going to do gymnastic, but your child doesn't even like those things.
Yes.
So first,
It's a waste of money sometimes.
yeah, how many people do that? So first of all, sit with your child, learn what they're interested on, and then create a budget for that. See, like, I'm spending $200 for this month of particular activities or outside the house, and then now you plan it out based on how much budget you have, and then you open conversation, open communication, teach your children that Not everything that your friend is doing we have to do.
Yes.
Maybe they're in different situation. Whatever is going on with their life is different than what we're going through. So teach your children that, teach them to sacrifice. Sometimes they want to go to a concert and it's $200 and the whole budget for the whole month is $200. It doesn't make sense to do that. So you teach them that, you teach them to communicate, you teach them how to prioritize which activities they want to have. Simplicity, like teach the
Yes.
kids to be simple. Yeah, so from personally I think that uh, teach your children, first of all, communicate with your child, plan for activities, make sure that you have a budget, make sure that you just don't copy other people, you do what you and your kids enjoy.
Yeah, and sometimes there's like free community
Walk.
programs, right? There's look for those discounts sometimes, scholarships. I actually found something like I was telling you, like from the government of Canada's website.
Mm-hmm.
They have program for kids,
Mm-hmm.
volunteering, how to create resume or something like that for like teenagers, and there are other programs that they can get involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like really the experience. Yes, the experience, but also budget wise, it's also for their growth, right? Something, the purpose of it is for them to communicate, to socialize, and to learn, like what
The
you're saying,
workforce, yeah.
what they're interested in.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
sometimes we like it for us or for something, and then we insist on our kids, but sometimes you're wasting money on those. And then next one, for travel expenses. So traveling is good. I love traveling. However, plan ahead. Can't just say, hey, next month I want to go again. Especially here, I find this time, people around me, they like to cross the border. Well, go for the long drive. And when I ask how much did you spend, with the conversion of the US dollars and Canadian, it's a lot of money. So plan ahead, research, estimate the cost of transportation. Are you flying? Are you driving? Or you're staying in a hotel, Airbnb? Are you camping? Are you just like, how much money are you going to be spending on when you eat? Are you going to eat out all the time? Are you going to bring something with you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And what activities are you going to be doing? Are you sightseeing? Are you just like checking the place? Or are you just like doing other outdoor activities? And sometimes those tourist spots,
Oh, they're
food's
very expensive.
expensive,
Yeah, yes.
activities are expensive. Then you buy these souvenirs that you never wear and never use and become a clutter,
Yes.
right? I know because I used to be one of them too, and I still see a lot of people doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're into that, good for you, but plan ahead. Don't break the bank by just spending, like paying $20 on a magnet.
That's exactly.
And lastly, I think we talked about this earlier, the events and occasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Set a realistic budget.
Exactly.
We would like to have a lot of things, a lot of like decorations or food, extra food like that. But make sure we stick into our budget, right? Monitor and adjust. Track expenses as you plan, adjust other budget areas.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that you guys find value of what we talked about today, and I hope you can take budgeting seriously. Those 5 things that we talk about there. Can you live without them, Fatia? Like if you can't really do them right away?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can live without prioritizing those. However, those are important as well for us, for a lot of people. So we hope that again you get value of that, you get something that you learned today that is important for your financial planning.
Yes.
Right? So until next time.
Thank you so much for your amazing time. So, if you want us to talk about budgeting and exactly how to plan it out, let us know in the comment and we can make you a video for that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share and comment. We look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.